Hey everybody, this is Buffy with Buffy Designs. Welcome back to my channel. In this video I will show you how I created this cute door hanger. It's a tobacco basket with tons of sunflowers. And here are some pictures of my backyard that I see throughout the summer, and I love it here. I just love sunflowers, and I hope you will stay tuned to enjoy. For this DIY, you will need some basket reed, and I'll have that link from Amazon down below and the dimensions. But I used 15 inches strips here, and you can use as many as you want. And then I used a 52-inch around. So here I'm just bending them back and forth so they will lay a little bit straighter. You can also soak them so that they will flatten out, and you can see I ended up doing that. I'm just measuring how long I want them to be, so I'm not exactly sure how many I ended up with doing, but you could see here it was too close, so it's not the look I was going for, so I wanted to separate it out more. And I will also have all of the dimensions on how many strips I did and everything for you. So now I'm just weaving each strip in and out like a basket, like you would do a basket. So you just do every other one and lay it over, and then just continue that throughout each one. As you get closer in, you have to kind of go through like that, which is not hard, but just, you know, kind of have to work with it. And here's the end one. And then I figured out I needed another piece at the bottom there to make it even. An even square. So now I'm just taking some wood glue, Gorilla wood glue, and I'm doing every area where each of them touch together. I'm not sure if you could use hot glue or not. I think that would come off easy. You can also use super glue, and actually super glue might even work better. So now I'm just clamping down where I've glued those pieces together, and so I can hold the whole piece once it's done together. So now that it's dried, I'm just taking off all the clippies. And I love those Dollar Tree clippies. So here I'm using a Dollar Tree snipper from the garden area. I think they only have it in summertime. I grabbed one because they are so amazing, and they clip this reed super easy. So I'm just shaping the size I want and rounding off the corners. See how easy? So now I've got it all rounded off, just straightening out here a few pieces. And here's where you want to like slowly bend it. It's pretty flexible, but don't bend too much because then it could crack. But you just want to bend the corners together to create that tobacco basket type look. And you kind of want to gradually kind of bend it. And this is where it needs to be wet. So when you're bending any of it, you need to make sure it's wet. And if you need to re-soak it, it's fine. You can do it again. Just be careful because the glue won't stick if it's too wet. You'll have to re-glue some pieces. So I'm just making sure it's bent the way I want. And now that it's dry, I'm just going to make sure to glue down some of the loose pieces that didn't stay. And now I'm grabbing that outer piece, which was 52 inches long and ended up being about that. And I'm just wrapping that clear around because you want it to hold all of those pieces together to make the basket. And I only did an outside one and glued it on here. And I was thinking I should have done an inside one as well to make it more sturdy and to give it a more finished look, but it still turned out really cute. So I ended up using my staple gun on a few spots to hold it together, and that made it a lot more sturdy. But you definitely want to get it to a place like do it on cement so that it doesn't adhere to anything after you staple it. Because I was stapling on my craft table here and it stuck to my table. So you definitely don't want to do that. So now I'm just curving the staple down so that it's not sticking out and just making sure it's flat. So now I'm just clipping off the ends to make it flush to that outer piece that I did. And you can go as deep as you want of a basket. I didn't want it really deep because it's going to go on the wall or on the door. So now that it's all put together like that, I'm just taking some super glue this time because it dries fast, and I'm just gluing in the little separated areas and clipping it down so it holds everything together and flush. Now I'm taking some of that antiquing wax and I'm just brushing it on with a Dollar Tree sponge. And I did the back first and now I'm doing the front. I originally was just going to do a light color, but it didn't look very good, so I like this dark, how the dark turned out. And now that it's all covered, you can go back through, even after it's kind of dried, to lighten it up and maybe get some of the wood grain coming through. It works really well. I was so excited when a representative from Hippoo Waterslide Decal contacted me because their products are pretty cool. And so this next little clip here has to do with how to apply that after I get this base all done. So this was an arrow from Dollar Tree, and I'm just painting it with the oatmeal folk art chalk paint, which is so pretty. I love this color. And just letting it dry for a minute here. So while it's drying, I printed these decals out on the paper, and gives you instructions and everything, and it's easy to follow. And you want the shiny side up when you use your inkjet printer. And my printer is an old printer, so I couldn't figure out how to adjust it so that I wasn't wasting so much paper. So I'm sure you could figure out a way to do that better than I could. So now you just have to cut about 1/8 of an inch around your decal. So now you just want to put it in some lukewarm water, tap water, and let it soak for about 30 to 60 seconds. Then you want to get your surface wet of where you're going to put the decal, and then you just slowly slide it off with your thumbs off of that paper, and then just make sure it's aligned right, and it slides right off. It's pretty cool. I really like it. See, look how cool that is. So get the other side wet, and do the same thing where you want to lay it, and just slide it off. And then as you slide it off, just make sure it's laying flat. Those corners were pretty easy for me, but the truck was giving me a little bit of hassle. So just got it wet again, and I'm sliding it off, and I just couldn't figure out, it's all on me, not the decal. It was me trying to figure out how to arrange it so that it was even and it looked right. So that was my difficulty, not the decal. The decals worked great. And there it is. So cute. So now I'm doing some flowers. Obviously I got these on Amazon, and I will have that link below. I'm just clipping off all of those down and then bending them to where I want them, and just placing them right now where I want to put them before I actually permanently put them down. Well, not permanently, but glue them down with hot glue, because you can always rip it off. So I just wanted to get all the flowers looking really pretty. I bought these fern leaves, which is so pretty and they're so easy to work with, on Hobby Lobby. And if I can find them again, I will also link those down. But they worked really well with this. And then I always save the leaves, everything from these picks, so that you can place them and fluff them wherever you need. And that was a good filler right there. So now, this next product is an awesome glue gun. I will have a link for it down below. They reached out to me as well to do a review on it. And it even comes with the little finger, what do you call them? The finger things. So that you don't burn yourself. And to tell you the truth, I love this gun because it has 60 watt and 100 watts. So you can do it a little bit hotter or not. And it worked out really great. Oh, and the tip of it is super thin. I really like that, so you can get where you need it. So here I'm doing a bow. I hope you understand this part. So you get a bow and measure how long you want the tail, twist it, loop it, twist it, loop it, twist it, loop it, and then twist it for the tail, if that makes sense. And if you need to, slow this down in slow-mo so that you can kind of see how to do it. But people think it's really hard, but it's not that difficult as long as you have wired ribbon. Now I'm just putting a piece of ribbon through there and just making sure it stays together, twisting it around. See? And it's done. And you can make it as big as you want or without the loop in the center, but I like the little loop in the middle. Now I'm just wiring it to the basket and cutting the ribbon down so that it has the little dovetail, not dovetail, but like little slant. And I always use wire cutters because I hate to ruin my good scissors on the wire. Okay, so now back to my cute little sign. I'm just giving the outside a good trim of the black folk art chalk paint, and then just doing the front part like a trim on the outside, just lightly. And I just messed up a little there, so I'm wiping it off, which is easy. It's so nice with this paint. See? So now I thought, since I kind of was off center on that truck, it needed something because it was like lacking it. And this gave it a little bit of a 3D look. So I took one of the little flowers, cut it clear down so it would lay flat, and then just pieces off that pick to have it on the background of the flower. And gave it a cute little 3D look. So cute. So now we get to put it on the basket. So I chose to put it like right center there. And again, that glue gun is so nice. It just went right down the center of those pieces and didn't have a problem at all. Oh, and this also comes with like 10 large strips of glue, so that's nice. And there we go. So cute. I love it. So I decided it needed a little bit more of something. So I have these Dollar Tree leaves, and I'm just painting it with the mustard yellow from Folk Art as well. And now I'm using Dollar Tree stencils, which I haven't used before the first time, so they turned out pretty cute. So you want to tap that paint once you get it on so it's, you know, not really thick, and then pounce, and then it won't bleed. And here I'm just measuring, like lightly putting little marks so that I can see to keep it straight. So just finishing off the letters, doing the L first so it's like all even. And lastly, the A. So now just erase those little marks that you put on. It's, you know, if you do it light, it won't come or won't bring up the paint at all. So now I'm just doing the black trim like I did with the truck, and just so it gives it a little bit more dimension. And I am going to now use some twine. Oh, first just rough it up a little to make it look more farmhouse. Now I'm going to use some twine to put through it and loop it inside of that bow so you can't see the twine as much. And just tie it up in there. And that glue gun again, just gluing it down to the ribbon so it stays in place. And I love this, it turned out so cute. I hope that I inspire you to create one of these for your own home. It was a lot of fun reviewing these products, and I hope that you will check out those links below. If you are new here, welcome, and I hope that you will consider to subscribe. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. If you liked this video, please click the link at the end to explore all of my other videos that I have all in one playlist. Thank you so much and have a great day.